A lot of things went on last year that I was very proud of him, and I made a decision that this was best for our football team.
What was the decision-making process for you like, knowing that some people might go back to those comments you made publicly about Brown and say, wait a minute, hasn't this guy had enough chances?
I could give it what they think. The only thing I care about is this football team and what's best for us.
Oh, wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. Michael Smith, good to see you in your great sweatshirt. You often use this platform to talk about something that you're passionate about, and that is the interviewing process. And it's really interesting sometimes, and I'm not criticizing the reporter here. Don't don't get me wrong here. But sometimes a subject will take a path, an opening from a reporter, and go off in a whole different direction. They ain't got bleep to do with bleep, as Jamie Foxx once said in a comedy special. Ain't got nothing to do with anything. So Bruce Arians took that lifeline and was like, hey, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. All I care is about this football team, and we go out there and we go play for each other. Okay, look. The real issue is not some people say, and what do you say to those who ask? No, here we go. Let's get you centered here, Bruce. You said that Antonio Brown was going to be one and done. If anything goes wrong with Antonio Brown, he won't be on this football team. Something really went wrong with Antonio Brown. What changed? He's a different person now? What's different? Because you were proud of him last year. He made it through, not a full season, but he made it through, and you won a Super Bowl. Now, this year, he didn't make it through a full season here, and it wasn't just because of injuries. It was because he had a fake vaccination card. Now he's proud. Mike, I love this. He's proud. He got busted with his fake vaccination card. Then he went to get vaccinated. Now he want to tell everybody, hey, I'm vaccinated. I got the proof for you. Yeah, you vaccinated now, but you had a fake card, homeboy, and that's why you got suspended for 3 games. Look, the bottom line, I said to you yesterday, anytime you want to rely on Antonio Brown as a primary part of your team at this stage of his career, you're in trouble. If you want to make excuses for Antonio Brown, go ahead and do it. As the great Lauryn Hill once said, you sold your soul for some music that was whack. And that whack music is Antonio Brown right now. So, okay, go ahead, Tampa. Winning a Super Bowl, Mike, is supposed to liberate you. Winning a Super Bowl is supposed to free you from all the stuff people have said about you, all your baggage, whatever. But it's almost as if Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, Bruce Arians, Jason Light are all making this decision because they feel like they have to. They have to do this to get another Super Bowl, and they don't realize they are now free of Antonio Brown, but they're getting themselves caught up in the AB madness, and it's going to come back and haunt them. I promise you, it will haunt them. They will rue the day.
Yeah.
They will rue the day if they got back into the bed under those covers.
Is he going to get in more trouble, you mean? What do you mean? Off the field? What do you mean?
It's not going to be good for the team to have him there, and because I think the message also is clear. The Raiders moved on from Antonio Brown. Well, yeah, because he asked for it, but also it was good for them. The Patriots moved on from Antonio Brown. He didn't ask for it. It was good for them. It made Tom Brady mad, but it was good for them to move on from Antonio Brown spiritually. It was good to move on from him. And the Buccaneers should have moved on from him. I'm telling you, yeah, some players want him there, but I think the message it sends to the entire, not all of them, the message it sends to the football, the message it sends to the football team is, hey, we will do anything. We will do anything. We will look away. We will look away if it's the right guy. If it's the right guy, we'll look away from some nonsense. Now, if somebody else does it, maybe it's a double standard. But no, but that's not cool. That's not cool. I know what's happened before. That's not cool.
I was about to say, water's wet, sky is blue, and you make exceptions for exceptional talent. Like, I would be surprised if he went the other way.
He's not an exceptional talent
he is.
anymore. He's not an exceptional
yes,
talent.
he is.
He's a good player. He's a good football player. Is he like Antonio Brown was? Don't you agree? At one point, he was like the number one or like
best
top
receiver in the
5
league.
receiver in football.
He was the best receiver
Right.
in the league.
Okay. We agree. We agree. You think he's that now?
No.
You think
but
he's
that doesn't
now?
mean he's not an exceptional
Okay,
talent.
all right.
I mean, there's a middle ground between exceptional talent and the best receiver in the National Football League. He's the Buccaneers' best healthy receiver right now. I would have been surprised, and we talked about this when this was up for discussion, and it could go either way. I called BS on that as soon as Bruce Arians said it. This was never going the other way. I would have been surprised
Why not?
if they had let him go. That would have shocked me more than them keeping him, because this is the way it's always gone in professional football. This is the way it's always gone in professional sports. This is the way it always goes in life. The more you can do for people, the more they let you get away with. Now, you said a couple of things about the Raiders and before them, the Steelers. But Steelers,
right?
The Raiders.
Why'd they move on?
And the Patriots. They moved on when Antonio Brown left them little to no choice, and he had become not worth the trouble. We got to talk about this screw up. This one thing, he messes up one time and he's gone. Michael, I hate to break it to you, bro, but this ain't it. This was a bigger deal when it happened, and it's a bigger deal to us more than it is to Bruce Arians, that organization, and the people in that locker room. Most of the people in the NFL right now, when you look at the way the tide has turned away from testing for COVID, okay, and probably not as big a deal to most of the public at this point, which is why we're here, okay, in 2021, going on 2022. It's a federal crime to forge your vaccination status, but I bet if you took a poll, anonymous or otherwise, of the players in that locker room, if they felt like Antonio Brown forging his vaccination status was such a problem that it's worth cutting him and compromising, whether you hold him in high regard or not, compromising their ability to repeat as Super Bowl champions, I guarantee you they're okay with Tampa Bay giving him another shot, a second chance. Because the thing that he did, look, man, you and I say all the time, as the facts change, so does my opinion. I actually understand, whether I agree with it is irrelevant, but I understand Bruce Arians' calculus here. If he screws up one time, he's gone. What he should have said was, hey, we'll see. Because the screw up isn't that big a deal to them as it relates to the value he brings to the team. Michael, I don't know if you remember this, because it's been a while since we've seen him. His last 3 games, remember the first game of the season against Dallas, he had 5 for 121 and a touchdown. His last 3 games, Tom Brady targeted him 11, 8, and 13 times. He caught 7, 7, and 9 passes. And his last 2 games, he had 124 yards and 93 yards, 2 touchdowns and another touchdown, respectively. Okay? That's how critical he is to the Bucs offense. So when the Bucs step back and look at it, they're like, okay, the league looked at this situation. Antonio Brown not only forged his vaccination status, he also staged getting vaccinated after the fact. As in, he forged a whole nurse and a whole clinic trying to fake that he got vaccinated after he'd already gotten busted. He's been busted twice, lowest of keys. Then he got vaccinated. Okay? Let me say that again. Got busted with the fake card, then tried to fake as though he was getting vaccinated with a fake nurse and
with
fake
all that
clinic.
energy.
Sent him on a wild goose chase, and he ended up getting all of 3 games, which you and I both said the day that it dropped. Because remember, the news dropped in the middle of our show? We said, man, that's not even a slap on the wrist.
Hey,
so if you're the Buccaneers, you're sitting back saying, what the league gave him 3 games.
A local clinic. Take your butt to a clinic and get vaccinated. You could do it. Anybody could do it in about 5 minutes. Go down to the clinic and like all the energy he spends on this,
Hey,
go
boss.
do it.
Hey, boss.
I know he
we
don't
family?
want to. I know.
Since we family, let me look out for you,
Okay,
dog.
I see it.
There,
I see it.
there you go. There you go. Take yeah.
What is
If
that?
I was there, I don't know. If I was there, I'd have picked it off gently. That's how close we are. I'd have gently picked it off for you if I was there. Other side, you got the wrong
What is
side,
it?
dog. Opposite side on camera. There you go. Opposite side. Other way. There you go. Right there. Okay, cool.
What is that?
That's better. I don't know, but it was. I'm just looking out for you. I hate, I hate to interrupt our flow, but I couldn't let you go out like that.
Was
You
it
look
there
great.
the
You
whole
look too
time?
good to go out like that. Not the
Was that
whole
there the whole
time,
time?
just relatively recently. Like it just
So it might have
emerged,
been
and I
this.
couldn't take it anymore.
Because I put
Probably.
this on.
I couldn't take it anymore. I had to say something because I would not be a
I wonder
friend.
what that was.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. I would not have been a friend if I'd have just left you, with some whatever on your face.
That's a good test.
I
think that's a good test. That's a good test of friendship. When you have if you have like something, like you eat a salad and you have something in your teeth, and
Yeah.
you talk
Now, I
to
wouldn't have
somebody
gone
for
in
like
your
20
teeth.
minutes.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got it out your teeth.
You got something, but
You would get-
no, you don't go in there
Bro,
and say, you say, hey man,
Oh,
you got
okay.
something in your teeth.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, yeah, of course.
Or if you have something in your nose and you were talking to somebody for like 25 minutes, 30 minutes, you walk away and you look in the mirror, you're like, yo.
Why didn't they tell me?
Okay.
Right. Like
we ain't down. We ain't down like I
Yeah.
thought we were. Oh, that's a good point.
Right.
Good point.
Good
That's a
looking
good
out.
test of
Like
friendship.
just now,
Anyway.
your appearance was my priority over my point. Whatever point I was making, which I've now forgotten, your appearance took precedence over that. So
I was saying,
go right ahead.
Go down I said, Antonio Brown, it takes more energy to fake it
Oh, right.
than
To fake
it does
Okay.
just to
Yes.
go right
So-
down the street. Go right down the street. Get
So
it.
the league gave him 3 games. The league gave him all the 3 games for a federal crime. Okay? So if you're the Bucks, why would you
Can't make that up.
Why would you cut him if you're the Buccaneers at this point? He served his punishment. The league handled it. Bruce Arians, and for that matter, 83-year-old Tom Moore, I don't think that they're as upset about Antonio Brown compromising their health as we are. They're looking at it like this dude helps us win games. And unless and until Antonio Brown does not help a team win games, he will continue to get second chances. Like, I'm surprised that you're surprised.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think good organizations, and we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. I already had Tampa, so I won't be able to, just so you know, I will not come back and say, I told you so when Tampa doesn't make it to the Super Bowl, as if this is connected. Because I already said they're not my Super Bowl team. I said yesterday, I'm not going to just keep switching this around so it will fit the narrative that I have. I think Green Bay or somebody else is going to the Super Bowl. I don't think it's going to be Tampa. I'll be surprised to see them in Los Angeles.
But it sounds like you think this is bigger than football anyway, that it shouldn't even be about that.
Put some respect on my name. Why? Why are we putting respect on your name,
well, that's
Antonio?
my thing.
Why?
If I do have an issue with this, stay off the phone. Log off.
Yeah.
Put
Always.
the phone away.
Okay. Look, the
Play
phone.
football.
The phone.
Put the phone down. Like Erica
has
Badu,
led
put your
to-
phone down.
Yeah, put the phone down. Put the phone down. Look, the phone has led to more trouble for Antonio Brown than anything else. You remember, even before he got cut, one of my favorite moments, I was thinking about this earlier today, it was entertaining, so I'm not going to criticize him for this, even though if I'm his teammate, I'm not feeling it.
Talking about back in Pittsburgh?
Kansas City, remember the Kansas City playoff game? Where he is like, the team, Mike Tomlin say, we're going up to Foxborough.
Talking about the Facebook Live.
We go, we go,
yeah.
We're gonna take on those a-holes. They ain't seen what we bringing, like the whole thing. Everybody's around.
Right.
Antonio Brown is there, like
For
on
the
the
brand,
phone.
because he has a brand to uphold. He had to give the people what they wanted.
And he's telling the other receivers, come over, check it out. Hey, yo, we live? We all of them. We live? Yeah, we live,
Mike.
dog. We live. All right. Anyway,
Mike,
so
I would never want Antonio Brown on my team. I would never want him on my team, to be clear. But I understand where the Bucks are coming from.
But that was a phone situation for him there. He had a phone situation that got him out of New England Because he is
Yeah.
texting a woman, and he says he's threatening, essentially threatening
know the
her and her
history.
kids.
I know the
All right.
history.
So, but I'm telling you,
every
this is
time,
what
all
this is
the
what I know.
evidence has been in the form of electronic communication that's busted him. Absolutely.
But this is what smart organizations do. See, the Bucs just messed up here. Smart organizations move on from Antonio Brown and never regret it. You think the Steelers? I know the Steelers are life and death with the playoffs, and like every game matters. From now on to the end of the season, they probably need to win out to make the playoffs or win. They still have a chance of winning the AFC North.
Sure.
You think the Steelers right now are in this position because they don't have Antonio Brown? No.
No, but I don't think that's the point, Michael. I don't.
Okay.
I don't think.
So if you don't regret it, why not? Why not move on? Why not move on? This is what good organizations do. Bad organizations hold on. Yes.
No.
He is.
No.
He is.
Okay.
He is worth. He
All
is.
right. So
he's not worth the
Michael,
trouble.
Michael,
It's not worth. It's not worth it.
go back
Come on,
to
educate me.
go back to
educate me.
New England. Go back to New England.
All right.
Let's go back to New England. Let's
Okay.
remember that New England signed him in the first place.
Yep.
Okay? With all that baggage and those two
One game.
teams that had cut him loose, they signed him in the first place.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, that situation with the threatening messages and whatnot, which eventually got him suspended. If I have my Antonio Brown screw ups,
It's hard to
remember
keep up.
correctly,
It's hard-
it's hard
it's
to
hard
keep
to
up.
keep-
But
We'll
that
fact check it all
situation was
later.
not
We'll fact check it
something.
later.
But that was not something that the Patriots could look their paying customers in the face and say, "Yeah, we're gonna keep Antonio Brown in spite of this." Okay? The Raiders, he did everything possible, but they weren't going to do that. It was different,
Okay.
like an assault issue or a legal issue. My point is, I'll get to it. I'll make it quick, or quicker, relatively speaking. Those issues pale in comparison. This we're not talking about me and you and our sensibilities, Michael.
Okay.
Pale
all right.
in comparison to a fake vaccination card that he served a suspension for.
Okay, but
So you want to talk about
okay.
move on? They are moving on. They're moving on from a fake vaccination card that, as far as they're concerned, no harm, no foul. We need him.
Okay.
Godwin's out with an ACL tear. Evans got a hamstring. Fournette's hurt. Brady's 44. Hey, Tom, get your mans. That's it. Get your mans.
Okay.
Get him in line. Keep him in line. Because other than this, what has he done? What has he done since he's been in Tampa other than this? That would say to Bruce Arians, all right, I could try to move on without him on
Probably a
principle,
lot.
or I could try to
Based
get
on his history.
another one of these Lombardis. Bro,
Probably a lot.
there's no math there.
Probably. He's probably done a lot.
But there's no math there.
Let's
Why would
be
you
honest.
expect anything different? That's my question to you. Why would you expect them to behave any differently? Why do you expect them to act on principle as opposed to profit? This is business at the end of the day.
Because it usually gets worse. The history of Antonio Brown says once he does something, he doesn't just turn it around. Okay, once he does something, it's going to get worse. Somehow, some way, it's going to get worse. That's that's my calculation. I'm going to gamble. Here's my gamble. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, good for you, Bruce. You get the custom press conferences. Good for you, Bruce. You tell it like it is, and that Kango has never been tighter. You tell it like it is, Bruce, and that's why everybody loves you. Oh, go ahead and cuss in the press conference. You don't care what anybody says. How about this? They're asking you the question, Bruce, because you said it. But okay, let's back to Antonio Brown. And you said, forget about my sensibilities. It ain't about me. My sensibilities have nothing to do with this.
It does. It's got
What?
your
No,
take
no,
is
'cause
rooted in this, isn't it? Is it not?
No, it's not.
Isn't that why
Nope.
why you think they should cut him based on, because you feel like the fake vaccination card is enough of a strike?
This is what I think. I'm focusing on not what it was. I'm focusing on the federal crime part.
Right.
So is a federal crime not? Is that not a big deal? Like a federal. So if I don't
three
give
games
you any
worth.
details, if I say, well, that's what the league says,
Three
and that's
games
foolish. So
worth.
I don't need to be aligned with the NFL if I'm looking at it. If I got
Right.
common sense. So if
Right.
you don't tell me the details, you just say one of your players did something, and this thing that he did, it's actually a federal crime. Did you know that? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Really?
Great. Let's role play. Let's role play. And my job is to win a Super Bowl.
All right.
Well, what's the federal
Okay.
crime?
You already got.
Well,
you
what's
already
the
got
federal
one.
crime exactly? What is the federal crime
He-
exactly?
He faked.
Are we talking?
He faked his vaccination status. He actually, sir.
Oh,
put
well, I
you-
mean, look.
He put.
Look,
I know
I
you're
mean,
trying to win a
hey,
Super Bowl. Well, hold
The
on.
vaccine is
Can I just
such a
say-
polarizing issue anyway.
It is polarizing. It is polarizing.
You know, it was
And-
dumb.
and-
But you know what would be dumber? Cutting
What?
arguably our best receiver.
Okay, and I'll
That'd be
tell
dumb.
you. Look,
That'd be dumber.
guy, sir, I don't need to tell you what my vaccination status is because it's not about me. It's not about me. Yeah, you know, this is the United States of America. People are free to do whatever they want to do, and that's what makes the country great. So I don't, you know, hey, as my friend Michael Smith said the other day, you like it, I love it. Okay, great. Now, what I do want to say to you, though, as a football coach who's trying to win a Super Bowl again, you won it last year, I would think with these variants out here, and it's going to be another one, you know that, these variants out here, and you have a guy who claims to be vaccinated and he's not, that could potentially take out your team as you're trying to win a Super Bowl. So some of your best players, not just Antonio Brown,
Could have.
some of your best players may not be vaccinated because if I'm not mistaken, you have an elderly quarterback, right? Your elderly quarterback could be in danger with
That
Antonio
might be the
Brown
funniest
around.
thing you've said this entire segment, that they have an elderly quarterback.
Thank you. Thank you.
As
Thank
we go
you.
as we go to break, I will once again, as I've done before, quote the immortal words of the great Andre 3000. Sin all depends on
Okay,
what
here
you
we go.
believe in. Faith is what you make it. That's the hardest shit since MC Ren. So the reason I facetiously asked, what's the federal crime?
That's dope.
All right, it's over. He got punished. He sat for 3 games. Okay? His last strike is really kind of just on the outside corner. It's like, all right, you know,
Greg Maddux.
we can look past it.
But Greg Maddux
We're
gets
here to win
the
football
call.
games. The list
Greg Maddux
is
gets
long.
that call. Antonio Brown doesn't. It's all credibility.
The
It's
list
all
is long
credibility.
in NFL history of guys who get chances for doing way worse than this. No matter how bad you and I think it is, federal crime and
Okay.
all. The
Let me
list
ask
is
you
long
this.
of guys who get second chances. And if and I'll say it again, if the Bucs didn't give him a second chance, somebody else for damn sure would have.
Let me ask you
Maybe
this.
even
sir.
your Green Bay Packers.
Let me ask you this.
Maybe even your Green Bay Packers.
Let me ask you this. You smarty
Yeah.
oddy. You smarty oddy. Can you kick my ass? No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously, I have a question. Question for you is, what other show, Michael Smith, can start off with the Lauryn Hill verse and then wind up the A block with Andre 3000? Brother from another.
And that didn't even count when we
Stands
dropped in
alone.
between. There
Oh,
was a Golden Girls reference
Come on.
somewhere in there.
and a Golden Girl.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.